Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Tim. If you are interested in photography, videography, board games, tech, gear, you've come to the right place. Today we are talking about none other than my own photo book that was given to me by Saal Digital. Thank you, Saal Digital. This video is not sponsored by them, but I was given this for free. Now, photo books, as you may know, come in all sorts of shapes and sizes, but one thing I've always wanted in a photo book is a acrylic cover. I just love the whole look. It just really upgrades the quality of photo books when you have an acrylic cover. If I ever have like my own photo book line, I would definitely choose to have an acrylic cover. And what was really nice is that Saal Digital actually has this super nice acrylic cover. So that's definitely a giant plus for me. It's so nice. It's very thick. You can tell some very nice quality material. It has a nice glossy finish. It also has a nice leather bound binding to it. I really like the black because it's very sleek. And also like a pro con, mostly a pro though, I really like how there's no company logo on here. So it really makes it feel like it's yours. At the same time, if you ever pass around these photo books, it's good to know like, oh, what company it's from. So I feel like that's the only downside. But other than that, it really makes it feel like it's yours. So they don't like stick their logo anywhere. They don't have like a giant logo on the back, which I really appreciate. Now let's finally dive into the photo book itself. As you probably saw from the B-roll, I went back a little bit in time to kind of just reminisce on all these photos that I've taken from day one till now actually. Now obviously, as you can see here, the photos look so incredibly clear. They're very sharp. The little downside to it is that they are a little bit less vibrant than I would have liked. And I know that because I slaved over all these pictures, editing them to the T. However, I think one of the things with that is that one, I don't have a color corrector on my monitor, so maybe it's what I'm seeing versus what they're actually printing. So that's something to note. They actually provide a template for you so you can just rearrange all the photos in any way, shape, or form that you like. So this is how I personally rearranged it. Another thing that I like about the photo book is that when you are opening the photo book, a lot of time the creases in the binding gives a very weird shape to it, and on top it kind of distorts the photo because like the crease is not a very nice line. But here it's such a clear, distinct line, which I really like. It's not kind of like jagged and all over the place. It's just a very nice, clean, not a cut, but just a very nice, clean line, and I appreciate that. There's also another thing to look at your monitor or your phone when you're looking at these pictures, but man, when they are printed on a high quality, glossy photo, my goodness. Like the details of Cora here that I shot looks so good. As I'm flipping the page, my hand is actually in the waterfall from the level of detail that is shown here. However, I would have liked it if these pages were a lot thicker, but at the same time, again, these are pictures of board games, not necessarily the level of thickness that you would choose for like a wedding album, of course. Either way, despite the page thickness, the quality of the photos that they came out still is really nice, very nice gloss to it. And the last thing I want to mention too is, and I also don't know how I feel about it either, but photo books tend to include some kind of like filler pages, usually in the beginning or at the end, but I really like how the photos are printed right on the back surface and right on like the front cover, because you're opening the photo book to see the photos, not white blank pages. But regardless, I still really like how everything's printed and used to the maximum and all the way up to the very last page. A lot of the times too, when you're looking at the last page or the first page, you can kind of play with the pages and then they kind of end up falling off and deteriorating on their own because you keep kind of just moving them around. But I really like how nicely bound the back pages are. So overall, love the acrylic cover. I love the leather binding. The clarity of the pictures are amazing. A little bit less vibrant than I would have liked it, but again, that could have been because of my monitor or I didn't RGB correct it because I don't have an RGB corrector. I did wish the pages were thicker, but I didn't curate this as a wedding album, of course. But it is the nicest gaming board game album that I've ever seen. Not to be biased about my own photos, but we're talking simply about the color and the clarity of the photos that are printed on here. Very nice work, Saal Digital. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for sending this over to me. I love this photo album. And of course, it's one of those things that you just have for a lifetime, so I really appreciate that. Maybe if I ever go to like a convention or something and I have my own booth, I'll bring this around just to stick on the table so people can check it out, see what it's like. If you're interested in their photo albums and their Instagram, I'll go and link all their contact info down below. It's always so nice to see your photos blown up and put into a very nice album, so I really appreciate having that for forever. But my question to you is, do you have a favorite brand of photo books, or what's the favorite thing that you look for when you are printing out your photos? Thank you all for sticking around, and I will see you all